Do you like your opponent not to have fun? Do you like your opponent not to be able to play the game? And do you like to do this under $50? Well, I got the perfect deck for you. For $49.99 plus shipping and handling, you can get a barrier statue of the Divine figurine. Get your eyes and Sosuke, grind on, gosh darn it, and let us look at barrier statues. I think it was legit. That is like a balancer, and I moved it and everything fucking fell. I was like, oh shit! Hello, I'm Jared Just Scored. Welcome to another deck profile. On this episode, we're going to be doing everyone's favorite anti-meta stunny deck of the old era. This deck was inspired by one of my inspirations of Yu-Gi-Tubing, one of my favorite old Yu-Gi-Tubers of all time, Gage X Scapegoat. I was a huge fan of him back in like 2014, 2015 when I was really kind of getting into the metagame. I believe he stopped doing videos for the most part. I really hope he comes back. But this goes out to him. So let's get started. Alright, we're going through monster spells and traps. Then we'll go to the extra deck. And then I'm going to talk about the budget options. And that's that. Like the Pacifist deck profile, I probably won't be doing any replays because there's nothing really to replay. There's no real combo with this deck. But we'll get to that in a moment. On to our 12 monsters, which I know is a little bit much considering we're playing Card Demise. We play 3 Inspector Border, 3 Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo, 3 Barrier Statue of the Inferno, and 3 Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. The intention to play 12 monsters, again, I know it's a pretty good amount for a Card Demise deck, is that 1, you're probably not going to draw Card Demise, let's be honest, and 2, you need to get some monster on the field. Preferably one of the Barrier Statues or Fossil Dyna, but Inspector Border is just as good. Each of the Barrier Statues have an effect that neither player can special summon a monster except X type, or attribute. So with Infernos you can't summon anything but fire, and with Stormwind you can't special summon anything but wind. I chose fire or wind rather arbitrarily. I feel like, I know Flundery is coming out, but I don't think Flundery special summons at all. And I think actually if anything Flundery plays Barrier Statue of the Stormwind, so that's an option. Inferno, I don't believe there's any major fire decks, maybe Infernal Knights. I think that's just a good meta call. If not, just play whatever Barrier Statue you find best for you. You can play Barrier Statue of the Torrent, Barrier Statue of the Drought, etc. There's Barrier Statues of all kinds, all the attributes, except the Divine. Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo. He's just a better Barrier Statue. He's a little bit bigger and neither player can special monsters, period. You're obviously not going to, for the most part, and your opponent most likely needs to. So this works out perfectly for that. And we play 3 copies of Inspector Border. He is the big, meaty boss monster of the deck. His effect basically says, you can only activate your opponent can activate monster effects. By and large, they can only activate monster effects up to the number of card types they have: Fusion, Synchro, Exceed, Link, and Pendulum. But if they can't get monster effects off, at most they can probably get 1 off the head of Link. So that's the monsters, and I know there's an extra deck. We'll get to that. You play 3 Pot of Extravagance. If you don't want to play Pot of Extravagance, a budget option is Pot of Desires. You may even have some hanging around if you bought the Sacred Beast Structure deck. That is an option. The Pot of Extravagance is just great. You get to draw a lot of cards, you get to remove parts of your extra deck which you don't need. You cannot draw any other card through card effects, however you have Pod Duality, so you can still add cards to your hand. So that's something. We play Wonder Card Demise, which I brought up multiple times earlier. The card is good. It's at 1 now. If it was at 3, we'd have a different conversation. This deck would probably change drastically. But with 1, it's more of like a win more card, I feel. If you get it, you either desperately need it or it's just a filler card in your hand. That's what I've seen with Card Demise. So it's I play it because most of the deck, like let's say, 28 cards of the deck are spells and traps. So I mean, you're more than likely going to get a benefit out of it. But there's still that chance you can just draw a whole bunch of monsters and die. So that's what Card Demise is on this deck. 3 Polar Duality, it works great with Pot of Extravagance. You can still get that extra draw out, and you don't special them anyway. So, but you play 3 Power of the Guardians. This card is actually really good in Duel Links. It's actually how I found out about it. Every time you attack, you get a spell counter on the equipped spell, and with that equipped spell, your monster gains 500 attack, and that stacks every single time. So let's say you have 10 spell counters on the card, the monster gains 5,000 attack. And if the equipped monster be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can remove a spell counter and it keeps it alive. Perfect card for this deck. We play 3 Moon Mirror Shield because this equipped spell lets you get over any monster in the game. Shit, you can get over, I mean, if you're, let's say your opponent doesn't negate it immediately, you can just normal summon Barrier Statue of the Inferno, equipped with Moon Mirror Shield, and get over a Dragoon, or get over a, an Ultimate Falcon, a Obelisk, a Tormentor, goddammit it. Wind Dragon of Raw can be defeated by the Moon Mirror Shield, so, perfect card. We play 3 Mage Power because we play so many spells and traps. There's other variants you could probably play. There's other equipped spells you could try, like maybe Axe of Despair for being a real go-getter. Or I think maybe even Untitled Chapter maybe would be okay. I like Mage Power because we have a lot of set cards. We set them all down. 2,500 attack. We're good. 2,500 attack plus whatever we're getting from Power of the Guardian. So our statues can get pretty big. We play 3 Storm Mirror Force. As an alternative, you can either play Wakening of the Dragon or Dark War No More. I just like the extra actual, pushback, because I know we play a lot of Solemns and negation cards, but like you need that actual, that actual negation. If you want to have, I guess what would be the opposite of a budget, like a expensive option as well. You can also play Ice Dragon's Prison as an option as well to get some disruption and destruction out of the way. But yeah, Storm Mirror Force, it's a budget card, and it is amazing. We'll just go over the 2 Solemns. We play 3 Solemn Strike, 3 Solemn Judgment. Our life points aren't that important, because if your opponent can, basically, with this deck, if your opponent can hit you once, you probably lost anyway, so that's how this deck works. Solemn Strike is just Solemn Strike actually works in a variety of ways too, because even like mid-game, if you have Pod Duality or, Pod of Extravagance or like Card Demise, and your opponent tries to negate it, you can just Solemn Strike it, just get that effect off. Solemn Judgment, just negate anything really. Pay half your life points, but again, your life points don't matter. And then for our last 3 cards, we play 3 Dark Bribe. Now I know that Dark Bribe is kind of an iffy card, but just the fact that you can negate a very integral card that your opponent would need. Like, let's say they hard draw Red Ice Fusion, they want to activate Red Ice Fusion, or they activate they get the that card that searches one of the what is that card called? Nadir Servant. I'm really bad with the names of those cards. Let's say your opponent activates Nadir Servant, just negate it with Dark Bribe. Yes, your opponent draws a card, but again, this deck is all about I won't say pressure, but constriction. Because the last deck was also a stun deck. That was more based around pressure. This deck's more based around constriction. And this card constricts your opponent. If you're smart about it, you have to be smart. Don't just negate whatever. If your opponent Mystical Space Typhoons, your Dark Bribe, don't respond and let them draw a card. It's stupid. But let's say your opponent has Lightning Storm. Negate it. They can activate another Lightning Storm your turn. Like, yes, they'll draw a card, but your shit's protected. Your set cards are protected, and that's the name of the game with this deck. The name of the game is set a monster, equip a whole bunch of shit, and attack. Very, very simple deck. Hell, a very, very good starter deck in my opinion. On to the extra deck. The extra deck is kind of irrelevant and kind of relevant at the same time. Another card you could play will be the Reaper card. I don't remember its specific name. Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. If you want to play Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, you could actually maybe take that out for this deck, maybe. Not really sure. So just kind of put whatever extra deck cards you think you may run into, and then play Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries in the side deck. I'm playing my side deck with I'm playing my extra deck with the sense of playing Waking the Dragon. Hell, if you really want to be like a fucking unit, you could play fucking what's his name, Cyberstein, and just summon one of these things right out of the extra deck. But I'm not doing that. Anyway, with all that out of the way, we play 3 Naturia Exterio. You guys probably seen that card a lot. Let me just go ahead and read it. You can get the activation of a spell or trap card and destroy it by removing play one card from the graveyard and then sending the top card of your deck to the graveyard. So basically it refuels itself. So it's infinite spell and trapnications. It's the fusion of Barkion Beast, which is pretty badass. We play 3 Red Eyes Dragoon. I fucking hate this card personally, but it is an amazing card to draw. Shit, if you really want to, you could actually even play a Red Eyes Dragoon engine in this deck by playing. You can just play 3 Red Eyes Fusion, maybe Red Eyes Insight. And I probably will play Verti Anaconda because it's impossible to summon this deck, but Insight, Fusion into Dragoon with maybe a copy of Red Eyes Black Dragon and Dark Magician, or maybe even 2 copies if you want. Be a high roller. I'm gonna yell at you, but do it. I mean, do what you need to do to win, man. We play 3 copies of the Last Warrior from another planet. Basically, need the pair of monsters, so it's like the final form of the barrier statue. if we're being honest. We play 3 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. You can also play Red Eyes Dragon Bane. Red Eyes Dragon Archfiend Bane, I think. No, Abyss. You can play Abyss. I'm giving you a lot of extra options because this deck's very, very loose. There's a lot of different options you can play with this deck. I like Synchro Dragon because it has a defensive and offensive effect, and I think any card that has a defensive and offensive effect are usually really, really broken cards. And then our last extra deck card is Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon. He's unaffected by everything, so he protects us. I brought up all the side deck cards except for Dark War No More. Dark War No More is a good card, maybe even side decking in. If you, let's say you go first and win, your opponent more than likely is going to make you go second. So take it, side in Dark War No More, shut down your opponent, summon your monsters, equip all your shit. You can start the ball rolling through negates. So I think Dark War No More is a good idea. But I don't main deck it because I usually play one of duels, but I think at least for my deck profile, the side decks are important to show budget options and alternative options. So that is the deck profile. Again, I'm not going to be showing a replay. If you guys like Barrier Statue the Barrier Statue archetype or theme, put in the comment section below. This is a very, very good, very, very budget deck you can play. Can really be a strong contender. People don't expect it anymore, especially, so you have the element of surprise. I just think it's a good deck, so that's the deck profile. If you guys enjoy it, leave a like, maybe subscribe. Thank each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.